All right, we are in the final match of the Hyderabad Pickleball League. Since we have somebody who is almost an expert at football, soccer, I know football fans don't like it when people say soccer, but Ajitesh, just give me a quick lowdown on what's happening in Premier League, what is happening with football, your favorite clubs, and just generally, if I were an alien who visited, what is happening at this year at the Premier League?
Well, pickleball has its intensity, and because it's a racket sport, it's more of hand-eye coordination. But in terms of like football, if I have to like explain to you, there's a lot of things in play. You have hand-eye coordination, you have vision, you need to have stamina. Because you keep running for 90 minutes, no human can do that. And interestingly, it's one of the only sports where you need both the muscle fibers of a sprinter and a marathon runner together, and which is very difficult because if you see even sprinters, they're very heavy in weight. Like if you see Usain Bolt, he's like 6'5", but he's almost 110 kilos. And if you see a marathon runner, they'll be 6'1", but their weight will be like 52 kilos. So if you see these footballers, they're like a hybrid of those two. And on top of that, with the modern game, it's having a skill set. Everyone has to do everything. Defenders are now 6'4", right? And they're running as fast as Usain Bolt, right?
So that distinction between like defenders and people who play attack or offense is not as...
it's not as much. And before that time, like goalkeepers used to be the only guy at goal. He used to not even come out. Now goalkeepers have to be as skillful on the ball as the footballers who are like outside. So the game in itself has evolved so much from back in the day. Like if you take in consideration India, we were elite back in the 50s. Barefoot, we qualified for the World Cup. But the times were different. We didn't have shoes, believe or not. We didn't.
But is that true though? I've read at places that could be a myth, it's an urban legend, stuff like that. I don't know, I don't follow football, so... But yeah, I mean, that would have been good if India played football.
If India played football, I tell you,
cool.
We wouldn't be talking like Harsha Bhogle right now.
That's true. Alright, just to update you on the score, almost a foregone conclusion right now because 4-1 is the score in this match, 4-1 is also the score in this fixture where Raptors are 4-1. Alright Ajit, just to go back to your favorite topic, what's happening in the Premier League this year? Right now, where have we played?
Well, the Premier League has something interesting going. The team Arsenal are currently winning, and believe it or not, they are called the bottlers of the league because they would win 95% of the league, and the last final moments, final weeks, they would bottle it, just give it to the opposition. Hey, you know what, we do not want to win. And I'm not going to tell you the team which I support, but let's just say we are the arch rivals across the road, right? We're not doing well, and recently actually we got thrashed by them. But seeing them on top is not right now good for me, so let's change topics to something else.
I'm sure you guys would have guessed which team Ajitesh supports. We'll just come back to that. We have a job on hand. The Raptors at 3-4. I'll ask you a few more football doubts, Ajitesh, in a little bit. I must tell you, the second fixture today is done pretty quickly. It's second fixture. We are in the last match, and it's only 10 p.m. That's good for a change, I guess, at least for the commentators.
Pickleball League.
The Hyderabad Pickleball League. That's the title song of the Hyderabad Pickleball League, in case you haven't heard it. Beautiful placement. Let's get back into the match. Ramya and Rohan going for something, giving their team something to smile about.
I gotta say, in terms of like athleticism, right now the Starry Smashers seem like the more athletic type. Because I've seen both Rohan and Ramya going court to court, end to end, grabbing each and every second ball that they could find. The Raptors support squad currently riling up to their teammates. No answer right there for the Raptors. Ramya with the hard smash. So we've spoken about my favorite sport here. What is your favorite sport?
Honestly, I had no choice in the matter. I just grew up in an environment where cricket was followed. However, if you leave cricket, cricket is kind of like a default for most Indians. But I would say the sport that I followed the second most after that will be tennis. But then I have spurts, like in the last 2-3 years I've been following badminton quite a bit. Last 5-6 years. I used to follow it when Lin Dan and Lee Chong Wei were at their peak. I used to watch their matches. Also in the women's badminton, I used to love the matches of that Spaniard. I forget her name. Just give me a second, I'll Google. But the one who won the Rio 2016 Olympic, defeating PV Sindhu.
The Raptors getting a point back, and their crowd loves it. With that, they get their first serve.
Carolina Marin. Ooh. The Raptors finding their voice. The supporters getting more loud, more vocal right now, because it looks like a clear victory in this particular fixture. Oscar, with different interesting name we have. Oscar. And Aparna. Aparna, of course, is responsible in some ways in putting this whole league together. She also represented Telangana in the recently concluded National Pickleball League tournament.
Oscar there trying to get to the ball, but to no acclaim. Nonetheless, that was a great effort by him getting across the court.
Loopy serve.
So interesting, you love badminton, you love tennis, and now you're a pickleball commentator.
Yeah.
Would you say your love for racket sports is at an all-time high right now?
I would say so. I mean, in the last few years, I was lucky to discover football when I was 35, 36, which is very rare. I had a brief fling with football, but I loved those matches. Then I like picking up sports, so I picked up squash at maybe a year before football or a year after. I guess very recently I love squash. Right now, to play a sport, I would say squash is my favorite sport to play. But I like badminton, I like TT. Cricket, of course, comes by default. Volleyball is a sport that I love. I love to play. These are mostly the sports. But I do wish, as you get older, you have. I mean, sorry for getting old and sounding like this, but I do wish that something about our education system was tweaked. Because now you realize as you go older that sport is just fun. But we never even considered pursuing it as a career. It never even seemed like a viable option. We didn't even think about it. It's not like any of us wanted to pursue it and circumstances didn't allow us. For most of us, it was just not the logical choice. It was just so yeah, I mean, I have that kind of regret in some ways, that not that I would have been a professional athlete, but at least give me the chance, the hope to dream.
We all ask for that, the hope to dream.
Yeah, that's all we ask for. Coming back into the match, Starry smashes, giving their supporters something to cheer, despite a dismal performance overall in the fixture. Oscar.
So speaking of sports, I do agree with you on that. The Indian education system should have an emphasis on sports.
Yeah.
Because if you see any developed country that is coming up, sports is a relief for most populations. It brings us together.
And also the number of life skills it teaches you, Raptors on a roll.
The home crowd right now excited for Oscar's play.
Just coming back to my point, you meet, even at the Hyderabad Pickleball League, you meet some of these players who've played sport for years, and sometimes in the post-match interview, I do keep asking them not only about the game but also about the mental aspect of it. And just to be able to keep your mind under control, just to be able to perform under pressure, just to be able to eliminate everything on your mind, to focus. I mean, the number of skills that sport teaches us, just insane. It's kind of sad that our generation, at least my generation, was never really encouraged, you know. I mean, some of us obviously did have the opportunities, but it was always considered a side career, you know. Like if you told your neighbor that you're pursuing sport, there would always be a frown, followed by incriminating questions and stuff like that. But yeah, what's done is done. I'm glad the next generation, some of the players at the Hyderabad Pickleball League are 16 years old, 17 years old. It is nice, you know, you can live vicariously through their lives. It's nice to see that sport is coming up, that India is getting a fewer more medals at least, you know, than during our time. So yeah, though it might not be politically right to say this, you look at a country like China, for example, what they do with sports, the number of medals they win at every Olympics, it's just insane.
It's that intense focus that the Chinese have.
Yeah.
I remember when they first came into the 2008 Olympics. Prior to that, in 2000, when they had lost, they had a mission 2008 Olympics. And one of the missions was like, we're going to build a gymnasium in every city, every corner we can find. And we would see kids as young as like 5 to 8 years old just getting into the gym.
Beautiful placement there. We'll just come back to our point. But the Raptors have truly come into their own over here. Yeah, sorry, Astesh. We have one last point. So, for the end of the day. But what were you saying?
I was saying that the Chinese had built such infrastructure, right? Almost like I would say like the Hyderabad Pickleball League right now, where the infrastructure in place, we see the game is ended. But I would like to end with that point. The Hyderabad Pickleball League right now is encouraging people to get into this sport, play their hearts out, and hopefully the next generation who's watching this, we can see our young players like Dhruva, right, who's 16 right now. He'll eventually see the next kids and be like, hey, you join this game, you can follow me. So hopefully this creates a bright future.